If you want to build a strong and capable body, forget the fads, forget the flashy gadgets. People have been getting muscular for ages and ages and doing it simply and on purpose and with purpose by lifting heavy things over and over. My name's Garrett. I've been homebrewing for 25 years, also been weightlifting for 25 years. So in this video, I'll show you how to structure your training as well as your dieting to get the results that you want. This is the last video in a 3-part series. This video specifically, I'll go over a crash course in how to program and diet, as well as pictures of my bulk and cut. First and foremost, this is a homebrew channel. It should go without saying that the slackjaw in Montana that is brewed out of a Unabomber shack isn't a doctor. In general, doctors say that alcohol is not so awesome for you. For what it's worth, I've made several videos highlighting low alcoholic beverages and how to make them. I'll include those links. So when I say I'm a daily drinker, I mean 2 to 3 beers, 3%, and not going full John daily.
Sticking with beer, you want something stronger?
I quit drinking, I'll stick with beer.
Long before gimmicky Bosu balls and shake weights, people built impressive physiques for a long time, testing their bodies by lifting heavy-ass shit. It's that simple. Consistently and methodically test your body with more and more overload, and it will adapt, rewarding you with strength gains and increased muscle mass. There is no magical exercise, and there is no cheat code. Because compound lifts require multiple muscles, they are a very good use of your time. It's not like if your adjustable bench is set to 30 degrees instead of 25, all is lost. A good litmus test is if the exercise is easy, it's probably not doing much. A tricep kickback is not the same as far as muscle activation as a squat. Remember, the obstacle is the way, and the iron is your shepherd. The goal is to stimulate your target muscle. First, stimulation means you feel a tightness in the muscle. Second, you'll feel some disruption, something like your legs are wobbly after squatting. And third, you may or may not feel soreness the next day. If you get number 1 and number 2, great. If you get all 3, even better. Take these sets to near failure, i.e. the reps should start to slow and it should be difficult to complete the last one with good form. 4 to 20 sets spread out over the course of a week will be fine. More on that later. Check into training splits and routines, but take everything they say with a grain of salt. Remember, these are just kind of ways to get you started, as well as to help you organize your training. For the love of God, track your progress. Us old heads used to use a pen and a paper, but I've been told that's fallen out of favor. I now recommend either Strong or Parrot to log your workouts. Both are simple and offer a free version, but Parrot offers a very affordable lifetime purchase option. Early on, you'll likely be able to add weights to most workouts as you learn how to do the exercises, and you'll adapt quickly. These are called newbie gains, and you'll want to milk these for as long as possible. This means you do the least amount of work necessary while progressing. Let's make up a simple scenario. Say your body is capable of building 5 grams of muscle tissue from a successful workout. It feels like it needs to meet these demands that are required of it. The goal of the workout is to do enough work to trigger that response, no less, and definitely no more. Why is that? Since we know the body's response is to grow from a stimulus, but it's only capable of growing 5 grams of muscle, everything else is an overkill. You add wear and tear to the machine in the form of tendons, joints, and mental fatigue with no additional gain. What's the next lever you're going to pull when the body stops responding? 25 sets? 30 sets? 40 sets? Eventually, you'll break. TLDR. Start out with the least amount of work necessary. It really doesn't take that much when the body isn't used to the work in the first place, and allows you plenty of runway to progress in the future. Track your calories for a week before you diet. Be honest. Weigh your food. If you think weighing your food and inputting it into an app is some sort of Sisyphusian task, I hate to break it to you, but you aren't remotely serious about this endeavor and you aren't going to make it on this journey. Just quit now. You don't have to do this forever. It's the first step in recognizing some bad habits that you might have and that got you in this situation. After you get the hang of it, it might take 2 minutes a day. Remember, people used to do this with a pen, paper, and a calculator. Reference a total daily energy expenditure calculator online to find what you need to maintain your current body weight using your age, your weight, your height, and your approximate body fat percentage. This will likely be somewhere between 250 and 500, below your maintenance calories, depending on the desired weight loss rate. Remember that the sensation of being hungry isn't a death sentence, it's part of the process. One way to reframe the sensation of hunger is to recognize that that means that the process is working. I think you'll find that hunger experienced while consuming nutrient dense foods like meat and fibrous vegetables is very different than the whirlwind hunger experienced after eating 4 donuts. One is slow, steady, and manageable, while the other hits like an emotional hurricane. A self prescribed, slow, and steady caloric deficit is the way. In the 1960s, a man named Angus Balbury didn't eat for an entire year and shed 275 pounds. If a pound of body fat is 3,500 calories, Angus was in a deficit of nearly 1 million calories over that time. The point of this is that you can go full scorched earth. You can even eat just Cheetos and mayonnaise. I don't think you'll feel and perform very well, but at the end of the day, you just need to consume less energy than your body requires over a period of time, and you will lose weight. Whatever combination of mayo, elk meat, rice, and Cheetos that gets you there is fine. This is referred to as if it fits your macros. It's flexible, it can fill everybody's individual food preferences, and it doesn't require you to join a diet cult. Weigh your foods and be honest. Chances are you'll be eating the same half dozen foods anyways, which will make tracking very easy. This becomes cerebral after a week. I like to do it every few days, at the same time of day, in the morning, after a toe curling dookie. Phones and smart scales make tracking this ridiculously easy. Stay the course and check your progress on the graph whenever you'd like. Don't think too much about it. Sometimes your weight will go up, but most of the time it'll go down. This means you are winning. If you are active and consistent on being in a deficit, your body has no choice but to reduce its mass. Don't be this, oh yeah, I just look at food guy and I gain weight. It's like saying your F-250 can go 200 miles after filling up with a single gallon of gas. Yeah, ridiculous. It's energy in versus energy out. It's neither created or destroyed. It's converted into other forms like heat, movement, and building tissue. An F-250 might go 15 miles on a single gallon of gas, and then stop because it's run out of energy and thus cannot create any more movement. This is just like you, except you have many gallons of energy in reserve but hardly move anywhere. It's low impact, free, and an effective calorie burner. The average American takes 3,500 steps a day, which equals around 100 to 140 calories. When I started to incorporate small walks to get groceries, to go to lessons, or meet friends, my steps over the years started to increase fairly drastically. Use the tracker on your phone. It's free and requires no extra effort on your behalf. Knock out 2,000 steps with a 20-minute walk in the morning while your coffee steeps in your French press, and soon it'll become automatic. These are an additional checkpoint and can help motivate you when things get tough. And yet, another checkpoint to make sure you are on track. The mirror can really mess with your head. Are you bloated from food? Heavy salt? Big poo on deck? Here are some pictures of my last cut. This is the start. Day to day and week to week, it feels like nothing is happening, but this little time lapse obviously proves otherwise and can be very motivating. 35 pounds and 10 months of dieting. You might be asking why I purposely did this to myself. Well, I really wanted to test myself both physically and mentally. Remember before when I was whittling away in 2020? I was weak and kind of beat up from hockey. I needed to rebuild, so I ensured I was in a caloric surplus, obviously erring on the side of caution, and I pushed all in. I was never hungry over this entire time, and I would force myself to eat even when I wasn't hungry just to make sure I got calories in for the day. Weight gain was about 2 pounds a month for a year and a half. I knew I could lose the weight. I had to lose the weight. I wanted to feel discomfort. I wanted to step outside my comfort zone, grow a thicker skin by being a little bit chubby, knowing that the end result would be a step forward. So I did it, and now I'm showing the internet these pictures of me at my aesthetic worst. I achieved my goal. Yeah, I felt uncomfortable. I felt really heavy and slow. I snored during sleep. My blood pressure was high, but I got strong and had plenty of energy to push weights around during my workouts. Much like so many things in life, I knew the negative aspects of the situation were simply temporary. I set a time frame and a goal of 200 pounds, a weight I had never been before. I actually got to 205. Will I do it again? Absolutely. It felt phenomenal to achieve a long-term goal that required daily discipline and discomfort both on the way up and the way down. Here are 2 pictures of me 25 pounds apart. It just shows that 20 pounds, quote unquote, everyone casually says that they need to lose, might actually be twice as much. Put in the work and trust the process. Here's a cheat sheet for the dieting substitutions I use. Build meals around a source of protein. Here's a quick way to see if a food is considered high in protein. Go to the nutrition label, then check out protein. Add a 0 to the value that you see. In this example, the cottage cheese says 12 grams of protein, so I'll add a 0, and then that number becomes 120. Compare it to the calories. If this number is greater than the number of calories, then it's considered a protein-dense choice. If that number is lower, then it's not. It doesn't mean you can't eat it, just keep it in mind. While cutting, the goal is to get the most bang for buck from the calories you do get to eat. In my opinion, here are the 4 most important rules to ensure dietary success. Number 1, it's quite difficult to overconsume lean proteins such as chicken or fish, so make these a staple in your diet. Number 2, compared to a bulk phase, you want to employ lower or no calorie versions of food when available. Number 3, make a conscious effort to include low calorie / high fiber vegetables in most meals, as these will make you feel fuller for longer. Number 4, limit consuming liquid calories. That's it. Your diet doesn't need to have a name to be successful. These fads are cyclical in nature anyways. It gives the people who make money off of this sort of stuff something to talk about. This is what I do. I'm typically not very hungry in the morning, so I'll push my first meal back to 11 a.m. Think about it this way. Doesn't it seem a little weird to wake up and then instantly shovel food into your mouth hole? I like to have 2 meals a day because I'd rather eat twice and be pretty satisfied instead of 3 times and always want more. In the morning, I'll have a couple of black coffees before I eat. Not because I can't function without it, but I like the smell, taste, and the ritual of making it. It keeps me occupied and keeps my mind off of food. Let hunger come to you. I'll take a 20-minute walk to earn my first meal, as well as get some steps in. So there you have it. It's quite simple. There's no gimmicks, there's no fads. It's just discipline, lift heavy shit, and eat well. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and get some gains.